Right, you lot. Guess what we're talking about this time? Tools. Yeah, you got it, tools. Now, you all know that if I come across a brand, a specific tool or a shop or a company or something like that which I think is really good, or if I think it's really bad and stay away from it. But usually if they're really good, there's more good ones than there is bad ones. I'll shout about it to you lot and I'll tell you and I'll show you, because I think they need to be recognised, and I think you lot need to be getting them. Now, there's a lot of places out there, a lot of tool brands that are no good. They're just cheap. A lot of people go for the cheap ones, some people go for the more expensive ones. One that I think is massively overlooked by a lot of people is Parkside. And Parkside, if you didn't realise, I'm fairly sure it's Lidl's own brand. Either that or it's a brand that they sell a lot of. I'm not really sure. I think it's Lidl's own brand, and I know there's going to be loads of comments telling me, which is great, please do. Anyway, it doesn't matter. You can buy Parkside. You can buy it in many places like eBay and whatever, but if you go to Lidl, I don't know if Aldi do the same one, but Aldi have, those aisles in the middle of the shop, and they always have different specials on, different things. You know, it can be all kinds of different things in there at a reasonably good price. In fact, some of them are a ridiculously good price. Well, they have a little tool aisle as well near me. Right, where was I before I was interrupted there? Anyway, what was I saying? Can't remember what I was saying there. But anyway, this is overlooked, I reckon. So what I've done is, see, a lot of these things, when you're buying RC tools, particularly if you're a beginner, if you can get a cheap tool set, yeah, that's good quality, so you don't have to replace it in 6 months' time. That's a win. So what we've got, we'll have a proper look in a minute. But these magnetic trays, I like magnetic trays. Look, I've got one here, and these are handy. I mean, I like them for working on real cars, but these are very handy for RC as well, because you can have it on your bench. You can put all your nuts, bolts and screws in a magnetic tray, and if you've got a metal bench like I have, it'll even stick to the bench. And also a nice socket set. So we'll have a look at that. This is a riv nut set, which I obviously didn't buy for RC stuff, but maybe we'll have a look at it as well. This has got nothing to do with RC riv nut, but I ran out of, in my current set, I've run out of things, and the little crimper thing's a bit dicky. And when I see this in Lidl, I thought, oh, I'll get that. So that's not really anything to do with this, but we'll have a look at it anyway. But that's what we're interested in today, and that. Blimey, had a hell of a lot of interruptions trying to film this video. We're about 4 hours later now. Anyway, let's have a look at this to see what we've got. Now, listen, this might not be interesting to some of you, but I think this is, you know, even for me, I'm not exactly starting out buying tools. I've been doing this kind of thing. I didn't realise there's two in there. I didn't even know. I thought it was just one. Oh, it's a tray set, so there is two. I didn't realise. When I picked it up, I thought it was just one tray. But anyway, these are brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. You know, you can buy, you put this on the side, you're taking the screws out of your car, and if you just put the screws on the side somewhere, so you can put them in a tray or something, but these are great, you know, and they stick. So the thing is with like a tray or a box or something, if you was to, as we've all done it, you've got your car on the bench, you move your car around, and you end up pushing your tray of screws off the bench and all go everywhere or whatever. This one, even if you knock it off the bench, right? Screws are stuck to it. Now these, I know everybody's seen a magnetic tray before. Some people might not have seen a magnetic tray, but I think they are the great thing. And you can stick them, well, you can't see, but you can stick them on things sideways, you know, if that's metal, and you can still put screws on them, you know, upside down. I've been many times when I've been working underneath a real car, and I've stuck the tray at the bottom of the car, and I've been putting the screws on them, because I wasn't able to put them on the floor because it was all stony. But as far as RC cars go, these are a great thing. And let me go and get the receipt. I'll tell you how much that was. You're going to be amazed. You're going to be absolutely shocked. This magnetic tool tray set was magnetic bowl $2.99. Look, $2.99, £3, yeah, for them. And you know, it's brilliant, absolutely fantastic. Don't overlook this stuff from Lidl, man. It's top of the range. Anyway, put my little screw back. Let's have a look at this socket set, and is this going to be any good? Hopefully it is, because, well, listen, I don't necessarily need a socket set. I bought this to show you. I mean, I'm going to make use of it, don't get me wrong. I'm going to make use of it. But it even comes with an instruction manual by the looks of things. Bloody hell. I bought this to show you, but because I want you to be able to buy good, decent tools that you can use on your RC cars. And I know some of you like real cars as well. So we've got, oh, I might have to cut that cable tie. That's a good thing. They even cable tie things together. I might have to get a pair of cutters. But they come in a nice, well, it's plastic, but it's a solid case. Yeah, excuse me. You get some of these, I know these are definitely made in China, all right, but you get some, you know, stuff off of Amazon or somewhere, socket sets, and they're in a horrible flimsy case, all fall apart. The real test will be if the sockets stay in their little socket holders, because a lot of the time, even with expensive cases, socket sets, the sockets don't always stay in their little holders, but nearly always the cheap nasty ones, the sockets never stay in their holders, and when you open them up they go everywhere. So let's see what we get. They're all in there. So what we've got, some people call it a T-bar, quite handy little thing there. I don't really know what I call it, I just call it a thing, but it does a job and that's all I want it to do. One fell out there. So with this one, it's quite good, I noticed, because we've got screwdriver bits, we've got Phillips, and we've got a couple of flatheads. We've got some Torx bits and some Allen bits as well. So a bit of a mixture of everything you might need. You've also got a handle, so it's a bit like a screwdriver. Feels really, really good. And right, I love it when they do this. Not all of them have this, right? So if you're trying to split up a screwdriver, but in a little bit more torque, you can put the ratchet in the end of your screwdriver and you've got a bit more torque. Not all socket sets have that on the end of their screwdriver bits. The ratchet itself is a good swiveling ratchet, and you can change the direction of it like that. That's a bit awkward. I mean, I've come across these style before, they're a bit awkward. I like just a little lever to flick across personally, but this is very good. The handle is really nice to hold, and that obviously does that, which is interesting. Does a good job. 6.3 millimeters. I think these are brilliant tools, they really are. And people really overlook these and they turn their nose up at Lidl and Aldi, you know, but these are brilliant. They might not hold up if you're a professional mechanic using these every day, but for a hobbyist, these are great. And we've got your little, the name, bloody, your bendy one. The name of it's popped out of my head, but you've got a bendy one, and you've got a little extension bar for your ratchet or for your screwdriver bit if you need it, and you've got a slightly longer one as well. Little one and a long one, very handy. And look how many sides those sockets have. It's not just your ordinary pansy 4 or 6 siders. Have I got any? Yeah, look, it's not just ones like that. We've got 6.5 million sides to these, and they're the rounded type. You get some that are a bit like that, they do a good job as well, but these ones are brilliant, they really are. 13, so we got from 13 mils the biggest size, and then we go all the way down to 4 mil. Look at that. This is ideal for radio controlled cars, particularly your 1/5 scale, your petrol ones, but it also serves a double purpose. It's a very nice small little socket set that you can use on a real car. You know, you can keep it under your seat or in your boot in your real car, and if you ever need a little socket or a screwdriver or an Allen bit or a Torx bit, you've got one there. I like little socket sets. Look, I've got this one, which I've had for probably 20 years now. A lot of my tools I've had for 20 years because I got a lot of them when I was a kid. This little one, I love this socket set. It's fantastic. One day in the hot summer, the little bendy bit got a bit hot, and when it melted through the thing. But this is a great one. The only thing is, I lent this to somebody and they used it for something they shouldn't have been using it for, and they broke the inside of it. So I still use it, it does its trick, but now and again it'll strip your knuckles. But you know, these little socket sets are great. This one's in a metal case and it's branded Silverline. It's a Silverline brand, but it's fantastic. So whenever I come across a little socket set, I mean, they don't sell these ones anymore, Silverline. They don't sell them in this manner anymore. I think they're blue now, and I might be wrong. In fact, no, they are metal. I thought they were plastic, but I've seen them recently and they're metal. But the difference is, this, if you was to buy this one now, I know for a fact because I looked it up on the internet a while ago, so I wanted to buy another one because you can't buy these separate, and I wanted to buy another one, so I've got a good one with a good ratchet. And they're about £48, yeah? I know. But this one from Lidl was ratchet set £11.99. Look, £11.90 blooming 9. Unbelievable. £11.99 for this. Listen, I know I haven't used it. I don't really know if the ratchet's going to hold up, but for RC cars, which is what I'm aiming this at, you lot, for RC radio controlled cars, you know, it's brilliant. So if you're looking for tools and there's a Lidl near you, or even an Audi, but this stuff come from Lidl, look at the Parkside stuff. I think you can also buy it on the internet, on eBay and on the internet as well. I think they do sell stuff on the internet. Yeah, Parkside, they're really good. This isn't the only Parkside tools that I've got, but I bought these brand new. I see these in Lidl. I went down there to buy some donuts for my daughter, and I see them and I thought, I'm going to get these and show you lot. Now let's have a look at this next one. I bought this because I needed it, actually. As I say, riv nuts, they come in extremely handy. I've used a lot of mine in my current kit, and I thought, well, I'm going to buy some more. But when I see this whole kit, how much was this kit? $24.99. This kit was $24.99, right? And it comes in a case with the tool and everything, and a whole box of nuts, well, riv nut things. I thought, I can't go wrong here. So this isn't really anything to do with radio controlled cars now, because you won't really be using these on any sort of RC car. But for those of you that are a bit mechanically minded and do real car stuff and other projects, you might find these handy. These do come in handy in real cars. So we've got all the different sizes, all the way up to M12, which is something I thought was interesting. My current kit only went up to M10, so I've got M12 in this one as well, all the way down to M5. M5's on here. Comes with a little instruction book, which you might need if you don't really know how to use them. You've got your little tool for inserting your bits. Got your M5 one all the way up to your M12 one. Look, this is your M12. Seems fairly good quality. Listen, I can't really complain with this. This is great. That feels alright. That don't feel awful. I don't really know who makes Parkside. You know, like, that all feels good. I don't know who actually makes Parkside, like, you know, what company do it. They're obviously Chinese. It's got to come from, for these prices, it's got to come from China. There's no doubt about it. I've never had a Parkside riv nut before, but they seem alright. I mean, they're you know, they seem alright. Whether them threads will be any good under some pressure, I don't know, but they seem alright to me. Little ones. Yeah, so there we go. That's what I've got. And yeah, these come in handy. Like, sometimes you have to mount bumpers and whatever else. If you've got, these are good if you've got stripped out threads. I suppose the little ones might come in handy. The M5s might come in handy with the 1/5 scale RC cars. You know, if you've got a stripped out thread or something, all you got to do is wang one of them in, drill a bigger hole, wang one of them in, and there you go. You can put your nut in. But yeah, thought I'd show you that. But the main thing I wanted to show you was the socket set and the magnetic tool trays, man. Honestly, fantastic. I know I might get a little bit excited about some stuff sometimes, right? But I really love showing you lot things that I think you might overlook sometimes, you know, because I do see, like, if you see someone and you say to someone, "I got that from Lidl," they go, "Oh, Lidl, oh, I won't go there." But you're missing out, man. You really are missing out. They do. Not everything is great. Not everything is perfect. But if you're beginning in RC car, in radio control stuff, right, or even if you're just beginning in being a mechanic, don't turn your nose up at this Parkside stuff, all right? I guarantee it'll get you out of trouble, if nothing else. But if you're looking for a little socket set for your radio control cars, go and have a look. I'm going to stop going on about it because you're all sick and bored and probably no one here. But I love helping you lot finding stuff if I can help you. It's just something I love doing. So there we go. Put in the comments, do you already use Parkside tools? Yeah? I know someone, friend of mine, I think he bought a Parkside heat gun, and he says it's the bloody nuts. So I did look for it when I went in Lidl. I see them and I thought, I wonder if the heat guns in here weren't in there. But I did have a look for it. But if you're already using Parkside stuff, what have you got and how long has it lasted and what do you think about it? Tell me everything. I really want to know. I'll catch you on the next one. Treat people nicely, love life, and we'll all have a nice happy life together. Cheerio, you lot. All the bloody best.